Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly and I'm happy to see you today. So I wanted to share with you guys how I earn a living. And I know that for many of you that are following me, you know that I've been battling lupus since 2016, and lupus stole my career, almost 20 years in real estate. And so I don't work a traditional job. So for me, being online is actually a very big deal because it is actually how I generate much of my revenue. So I often hear people talk about getting their YouTube channels monetized, and if I recall correctly, that means you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Well, my YouTube channel is monetized, and I right now barely have 700 subscribers, and I honestly have no real clue what my watch time is because I'm not necessarily counting on YouTube to pay me, because if I were waiting on YouTube to pay me, I would really be in a lot of trouble. So one of the things that I do with YouTube is there's almost always some sort of link that is attached to my videos, and those links change depending on what it is that I'm talking about. Sometimes it's affiliate stuff, sometimes it's things that I've got offered for sale, sometimes in the past it's been different courses and things of that nature. There have been people that have they knew that I started my online career in 2007, 2008 as a fashion blogger, and was pretty successful with that, even with a small audience there. So there were people that wanted me to show them how to do that. So I had different consultations, that kind of thing that I would always link up on my YouTube video. Currently, what I have that is consistently here is my Etsy shop, and I'm going to show you guys that, you know, this month I made, I think, 3 or 4 sales, and while most of us would look at what it was that I earned and be like, well, that's not a whole lot of money. Well, a few things. One, something is always better than nothing. Two, this is the only place that I actually advertise my Etsy shop, and I typically, since I started my Etsy shop, will make 1 to 2 sales per month, and I haven't had it for that long, maybe just 3 months or so, and so I always manage to make sales. So even though it's not a whole lot to most, it's a big deal to me. So I think this month I made close to $100. Now I want you to take into consideration that I live in Mexico. I'm an expat, and my rent is $300. So guess what? That $100 is gonna go a really long way because that's 1/3 of my rent, right? So if I make $200 or $300 next month, I'm still golden. So I have a Etsy order here that happened on the 3rd of June, as you can see over here, the 3rd of June, the 2nd of June. One for $38.50, another for $38.50, one for $23.22, and then for a total of $89.43. And so the thing about it is that while it may not seem like a lot, getting this every month is actually quite helpful for me because, again, the cost of living where I am is pretty reasonable, and so this actually makes a pretty substantial dent in my monthly income. So every video that I do always has some type of monetized link in the description, and with me, as far as Etsy is concerned, the only place I market this is in the description on my YouTube videos. So you can monetize YouTube before you get to your 1,000 subscribers. So I just wanted to show you guys that quick screenshot. Other ways that I earn income is I freelance write. Now for me, most of what I do is going to be of a freelance nature, and the reason for that is because I require flexibility, not because I'm prissy, even though I am, hey, but because I rotate in and out of the hospital, I rotate in and out of the bed, and lupus is not always nice to me. But the one thing that I will say is, no matter where I seem to go on the internet, I'm glad that I'm a likable person, because it doesn't matter if I take up a hobby or if I on purpose try to sell something, I will usually sell something. So I'm going to show you guys something outside of the what you saw on the Etsy screenshot. But my mom, I had to laugh. She said, "You are the only person that I know that could be in the hospital and start a business." So earlier this year, I was in the hospital from January to March, so a really long time, and I was going stir crazy, and I asked people to mail me jewelry making stuff because I was in the hospital in the States. I live here in Mexico. I left literally thinking it was going to be a 4-day trip, and it turned into 2 months, and I was bored out of my mind. And I'd been saying I wanted to teach myself how to make jewelry, so this was a great way to kind of keep my mind occupied and keep me from really getting into a depression about the state that my body was in. And while I was in the hospital, I started making ear dangles. That was the first thing I started with. So this is an example of one of the ear dangles that I made while I was in the hospital. So if you don't know anything about an ear dangle, these are great for people who don't want to pierce their ears because it just clips right onto your ear. So you've still got this stylish, cute little look, and without actually wearing an earring. So you just hook it on your ear, and it's made of a pliable wire, and you squeeze, and there it is, chilling on your ear and looking pretty cool. So while I was in the hospital, I was selling these left and right. And I had just learned how to make them. When I share on Facebook things that I'm sewing, people will say, "Oh, I want to buy that." And so when I went to the States, I did go with a batch of things that I had made that people bought. So in addition to making money from my Etsy store, on my YouTube channel, and doing the freelance jobs that I do with writing, I actually do make money from just sharing the things that I'm creating and showing myself to be of value. So if you are a person who is looking to earn money from YouTube in particular, and you're getting discouraged because your channel is small and you're hoping to hurry up and get to 1,000 viewers and that 4,000 hours of watch time, don't be discouraged. Keep pushing forward, but also know that AdSense is not the only way that you can make money on YouTube. And just to give you merit, because again, you may look at what I'm earning and go, "That's not enough." It works for me, but if you don't believe what I'm saying, listen to all of the people that you watch as you're trying to improve your YouTube channel. They will almost always point you to a coaching program that they have, a course that they're offering. They may have merchandise that they're selling. That is not courtesy of YouTube, and you can do that with 1 subscriber or 1,000,000 subscribers. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Dangling out of here. All right, guys, I'll see you next go around. Thanks for showing up. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, please do. And I will see you in the next one. Ciao.